Hey, welcome into DomTime. Our special guest tonight, Jerry Blavat, author of The Geeter with the Heater, You Only Rock Once, now out in paperback. Jerry, let's talk a little bit, too, about oldies. When you get into this book, arguably, you're the one that coined or started that type of format. Talk about how long ago that was, and what's the appeal that still is a dominant format today?
Well, when I went on radio, I was doing a club act. I was doing talk radio from a nightclub, the Venus Lounge. A snowstorm closed the Venus Lounge in 1960. I owned the time. I had Coscone Oldsmobile at that time, Freihofer's Bread, Dale Dance Studio, Anthony and Beasy, 7-Up, sold them blocks. So because the club was closed, I had to do a radio show. So I took all of the rock and roll records that I used to dance to that I bought, Frankie Lyman, Chuck, Little Richard, and I took all my records, boxes of records, up to the studio. Did a live show, not from the club, from the studio. I started to play this music. The phones lit up because even though it was an oldie to me in 1960, to the kids, it was something brand new that they never heard before. The phones lit up, and I said, this is crazy. I know nothing about radio. I mean, I used to be a promotion guy. I used to visit these guys and sit with them in the studio. But I said, this is nuts. I wind up staying on the air because the snow kept on coming down for 5-6 hours. When I went home, finally, at 6 in the morning, went to bed, my wife says, at 8, the general manager's on the phone. He's got to talk to you. I said, Patty, I'm dead tired. I mean, I battled the snow. She says, he insists. He says to me, I get on the phone. His name Bud Hibbs. He says, what'd you do last night? I think maybe I'm in trouble because I was only supposed to be an hour. I said, well, nobody showed up. He said, no, I know. He said, the engineer didn't get there till 4. What were you doing? I said, I was playing my music that I danced to on Bandstand. He said, we have never heard the reaction to this is amazing. So I said, look, that's my new avenue. Boom. And I started to play this. And it's funny how I developed the name The Geeter with the Heater.
That's my next question,
What happened was, my name was Jerry Blavat, but in those days there was Georgie Woods, the Mans with the Goods, Chaco, the Ace from Outer Space, Joe Niagara, the Rocking Bird. So I said to myself, I just can't be Jerry Blavat. I got to come up with a name. I got it. An alligator lives in the mud. It doesn't bother you, but if you go near it, it snatches you up. That's it. I'm all the way at the end of the dial. These kids are surfing, and I got them. I got them mesmerized. That's it. Can't say an alligator, a geeter. Geeter, I'll be the geeter. But what makes sense? Geeter, meter, seater. No. The records that I'm playing are so hot. A car heater. You're in the corner with the guys. It's freezing. Guy comes by. You say, jump in his car. Turn the heater up. After 5 minutes, turn that heater down. The parents are saying to these kids, turn that guy down. Turn that music down. The geeter with the hot heater. The record pleater. And it stuck.
Now, is Jocko the guy that you modeled? Is that who you borrowed from the most?
Jocko, let me tell you something. Jocko probably was one of the greatest personalities on radio back in the day. If he would have been white, he would have been as big as Alan Freed because Jocko had a shtick. I had a shtick. And I developed my style into the microphone by going to church and watching a priest by the name of Father Nelson. He would get up on the pulpit and he'd do this. Had a bad back. He was the principal of Archbishop Prendy. And he would adjust it, read the gospel. And then he would adjust his mic. And God said, on this day, bop, 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 boop, bop, bop. And he was done. Our Father who art in heaven. I was mesmerized the way this guy did. So my deal was when a record would come on, good God, this is the geeter. The big boss with the hot sauce. Don't be ashamed, mention my name. Don't holler, it won't cost you $1. Hit the music. Get the beat, then come back. E. Tiliak, my old friend the Jock, said, don't be ashamed, mention the geeter's name. So it was a style from this priest.
Wow, is that in the book?
That's
I don't
in the
remember.
book.
You remember
Father
that?
Nelson.
And the snapping, that kind. Is that natural?
That's a natural thing.
That's just a natural.
See, as a dancer.
I mean, you come in tonight just to have the hair and makeup put on. You got the woman back here already. Exactly, yeah.
See, if you're a dancer, when I do the show, I got that. It's show. Sammy Davis. You asked who the most. Sammy Davis, out of all the guys, was the greatest. Frank would walk down the street, and we would spend hours late at night at Rocky Lee's, and would be very solemn and things like that. And,
Right.
But with Sammy, you'd walk down the street, people were not afraid to say hello to Sammy.
Probably the most talented guy all around talent,
All around.
maybe of anybody that we've seen.
No question about it, no question. And a great friend. And I said to some, my world, Dom, is no longer the world that I grew up in. I mean, I said this to someone said, what do you think of Beyonce and Rihanna? And,
Miley Cyrus.
I mean, my show business is when I do the shows at the Kimmel Center, I will do 12 different changes.
Right.
Because it's show business. Those people come to see, they want to be entertained.
All right, coming up.
Yeah.
Entertainment. We want to talk about Joan Crawford. People of a certain age watching, look it up if you don't know during the break. Joan Crawford, there's a heck of a Joan Crawford and other female divas in here. That's coming straight ahead on DomTime.